Hello, good morning, and welcome to Dat Mohawk though. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my special project, which is the thing you do at the end of university. I'm in my third year, so we'll talk about this in a moment. So yes, I'm in my third year of university, and studying my creative writing degree, I've learned a lot about my hobby of writing. And it's now come to the point where I've had to write my dissertation, a 12,000 word creative piece and a 3,000 word essay to do with it. And I kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the creative piece and kind of what it's about, basically. And also a few thank yous to go along with it as well. So, yay. So first off, I'd really like to talk about the whole idea of it. The story is called 45. It basically focuses on a musician writing his brand new album after he leaves his band, or more so his band break up, and he's kind of doing his own thing. He's been offered a chance by a record label to write and produce an album, and go from there basically. And the essence of the story is that it's 12 songs. And each song has a title, but the story of it is actually each separate piece is the different tracks. So, obviously I told you it's 12,000 words, so that's 12 1,000 word short stories. So each story tells pretty much the idea behind the title and kind of the story of this track, basically. It's kind of like a musician reflecting on what he's done with life, which is kind of what I wanted to do in the first place. And it paid off. It works really well. So the whole thing, I think I may have mentioned, is called 45. This is because I kind of was reflecting on like music and that sort of thing, and I was going, okay, well, let's take the concept of new music, like new vinyl and that sort of thing, and put it in that respect. I'm a massive lover of vinyl, as you can see here. That's like my vinyl collection that runs across the back there. And yeah, I really wanted to do something that reflects my love of music and also kind of the stories behind songs. One of the direct influences behind this was Frank Turner. His book is up there. I can't bother to get it down. And yeah, it was pretty much going, well, I really like this idea because Frank wrote a lot of it, like some of his songs based on real life, and some of it was early on in life, but featured on later albums, which is something I really wanted to do. And this being a debut album from a musician, he could have pulled it from anywhere in his lifespan. And so I did. I kind of went back and forward with times. It's kind of a non-linear narrative, but it builds a lot of my protagonist through a lot of like these short stories and kind of snippets of his life, really. And so my main influences for it were, as I've mentioned, Frank Turner, the Corey Taylor books, the trilogy of those, which are absolutely fantastic. Also kind of Brian Fallon and the way that he writes, reflecting quite a lot on his own personal life and that sort of thing. I avoided bands that tend to use fantasy to their advantage, like bands like Dragon Force, Hammerfall, bands that aren't contemporary musicians, I guess, in that respect. Like, they don't really kind of use real life. Also, like, bands like Rise Against as well, that reflect the reality of the world. I really love that. So, this being a contemporary piece as well, it features some real life elements, obviously. I didn't particularly include too many locations in it because I thought it was a little bit unnecessary. You get bogged down in the details after a while, and I thought, no, this kind of needs to be just straight up, really. So there are a couple of pubs in there that I think I mentioned one or two pubs. The Iron Giant pub in it is based off of the Monarch in Camden Town. That's a great little pub, go check it out. Yeah. I think that's roughly all I wanted to cover with regards the piece. But yeah, it follows me. But to quickly recap, 45. If I had to write like a synopsis of this, it'd be this. 45 follows the journey of Davy Smith, the former lead singer of a band called Davy Smith and the Silver Sloths, as he writes his debut album on his own, reflecting on his previous life as the lead singer of a band, a lover, a son, and a best friend. He starts to realise that his songs are more meaningful than he initially imagined, and as we come to the end, everything kind of comes together. So yeah, well, comes together to create 45. It's because I like doing that. It's quite nice. So yeah, 45 is actually the title of a Gaslight Anthem track, which I really enjoyed. Or which I really love. I love the Gaslight Anthem as well. They were quite a big influence with regards to this. Although I'm a writer, it was less so books and more so albums and musicians and that sort of thing. It was really cool. I love my musicians. Probably my favourite ones whilst writing this were during the writing process were Frank Turner, not so much Corey Taylor whilst reading Corey Taylor, but Frank Turner, a couple of others, Brian Fallon, the Gaslight Anthem in general, Ghost as well, Blood Youth. There's quite a good variation as well. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the writing, like the main kind of bulk of what 45 was. Obviously, I've spoken about the writing of it, but well, I've spoken about the idea behind it, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about the writing. The writing, of course, was 12 1,000-word short stories, which I kind of dipped in and out of. Now, the benefit of it being a non-linear narrative and also listing it like a track list, so I could play around with the order so that, you know, you had, I could write the story about love and lust and that kind of thing first, and then be really depressing the next minute and that sort of thing. And I kind of liked the idea of playing around with that, and so I did that in certain instances. But my main kind of thing that I really love doing was, because of how I work with regards to my writing, I have to be in a certain mood to write a certain thing. I would write the chirpier ones, like the happier stories, kind of like when I was happier, and the more depressing stories near the end, because I felt as though it suited a little bit better, really, for my mood. And so you kind of have that nice melancholic mix of everything, really. You kind of have the happier stories are written pretty damn happy, and the depressing stories have a tendency to be written. Had a tendency to be written when I was in a bit of a down mood. And yeah, I would often write at around about midnight every night. I found for some reason that whilst doing my dissertation, I would have a creative spark at about maybe like 11:30 at night, and I would end up not going to bed until 1, writing one piece for my special project, which was amazing on my behalf. I don't know how I had the stamina, but yeah, it turned out okay actually. Or it's turned out alright for the moment. I'm currently in the process of editing it, so yeah, that was the writing of 45, pretty much briefly explained. Now I just kind of want to take a brief moment to thank a couple of people who kind of helped me on this journey. So, I kind of first want to thank my family for kicking my ass so much, although I did complain in the end that you guys had been nudging me. Thanks ever so much for kicking my ass to do it. It got done in the end. I told you it would. I'm not being smug. I'm just letting you know. I told you I'd get it done. It got done. Yay! I'd also like to thank my fiancée for kicking my ass as well. She's an amazing human being. I genuinely don't know what I could do without. I don't know what I would do without her. She's truly an inspiration to me as well, and also kind of, yeah, she's just awesome. I love her to pieces. She's pretty damn amazing. But the main kind of person I kind of really wanted to thank for this, and I have his book on my lap as well, is my lecturer, Tim Jarvis. Because I have not been the easiest person to supervise. I went radio silent for a little bit, and it wasn't fair of me because Tim didn't know what I was doing, and so I kind of wanted to say a massive thank you to him. He's an amazing lecturer. He's been incredibly patient with me, and I am forever grateful that he was patient with me. You should also go and check out his book, The Wanderer. I really want to do a video on this in kind of a booktube style soon, because this is genuinely a wonderful book. It's called The Wanderer. It's not what you think it is, but it does feature a demonic Punch and Judy show. So go check that out. I'm going to put a link to Amazon and Waterstones to get this down below. Because I'll be honest, when I read that, it was genuinely fantastic, and one of the ideas I had was to put that somewhere in my, and like I mentioned it in my dissertation. I didn't get round to it, unfortunately, because the ideas have changed, but you know, I want to talk about that in a little bit more detail later on when it's all completely done. This is just literally me remembering the moment that I pretty much called my dissertation done, and that I just now need to write the essay, and then everything's going to be hunky-dory. So thank you guys very much for watching Dat Mohawk though today. I have been promising to make this video for a little while, to myself anyway. Hopefully in the next few weeks or so you should be seeing me doing a collaboration with another channel called April Books and Showers, I think. I'll drop a link to her channel below. I'm also going to be doing a collaboration with my brother, because I'm going to do the brother tag, because why not? So stay tuned for that. And I'm also going to do a video about my pop vinyl collection, because it's slowly growing and I'm starting to get worried, because I'm currently at about 14, but some of them are pretty damn cool. So yeah. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I've been Dat Mohawk though. Please do drop me a like down below. Drop me a comment as well if you want to know anything more about my dissertation, about my special project. About any other influences, precursors, that kind of thing. Don't forget to subscribe as well. If you've enjoyed seeing this video, please do go check out some of my other videos. I'm going to pop, I don't know how that works yet, but I'm going to try and pop a couple of links on screen here to other videos I've done. And yeah, they should now be floating on screen. If not, oh well, I need to work out how to do that properly. In the meantime, guys, cheers for watching. Please subscribe, like, favourite, whatever. And I'll see you in the next video.